Hi, David Shepard here for vlog number 8 and the DFW Nerd Night game design competition. Fresh back from Winter War, where I had some good times with my girlfriend and I playing a couple games, doing a couple things like buying some games, as well as we spent some time in a painting miniature seminar. And came back from cramming to get a lot done on Fashion Monster. So, I suppose at this point I should talk about the latest version of the final prototype, except I have a little bit of a bummer bit of news. About 6 hours into constructing it yesterday, decided that it's maybe a little too complex. I mean, yes, I can make the game completely out of the game components within the box, but as I said, I was 6 hours into constructing it. I took 25 of standard playing cards and I made these little cog systems right here, and then the whole gimmick would have been you would have 3 city pieces like this, and then you can see the slot where I was supposed to cut out, and then you would, each turn, at the end of the turn, these cogs would turn and entirely different resources would be at your disposal to build up your city. The concept intrigues me, the time investment that it takes in order just to get a workable prototype, not so much. Eventually, whenever I don't have the time constraint of the competition, I'm going to revisit the concept because, as I said, the idea fascinates me. I want to see what it would actually play like. But the problem is, well, even if I got the game design up, ready, done, and able to be submitted to the competition, well, the problem I would have is turning around and forcing JR and the other judges to basically construct their own version of it, and that's blatantly disrespectful of their time, especially going into a competition where they have to judge 24 different games. So instead, the game that I had planned to try to get a prototype up and ready eventually just went away. Now, having said that, I am in fact going back to the Zudaman prototype using a couple of the wow, that really underlights my face. Okay, so what I was doing was booting up Surface Pro. So I'm going back to the Zudaman card concept because the game as it stands is fairly solid, just needs a little bit of refinement. And I can't really think of any game out there that has the mechanics that I have on display. Unfortunately, it's also one of the games that uses the least amount of the more unique components within the game box, and I'm not really shutting it down as that's a bad thing, but instead a lot of the stuff that I was using for the design just turned out that I was using it for the sheer point of using it. And well, that's not good design, that's just showing off. So instead I started tonight working on more towards the final artwork. So in the original prototype I basically had a type of animal in each of the 6 different types of pens, and discovered that the 6 different types were not actually, that it was almost too many. So I turned around and changed it to 5 different types, which turned around to the 5 different types of environments. So you're still going to be building a zoo and all that stuff. However, did some early sketches for some of the artwork. Now, a lot of the pens are going to look fairly generic, but scattered throughout them are going to have to be certain things. Now, each of the regions will also have 3 different types of animals for the point of scoring points at the end of the game. So I just wanted to show a little preview of some of the artwork that I had been working on, and Wow, none of that actually shows up on here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so as you can see up in the desert, I have a camel, an ostrich, a little fennec fox, and 13 little pieces of artwork that I can scatter about throughout the various environments. And down here in ocean, I have an orca, I have a shark, I have a turtle, and once again 13 little pieces of flora and fauna that I can throw around in the environments. So those are 2 of the 5 regions. I also have to draw several of the aspects like the billboards, things of that nature. Got to draw up how the pens themselves will turn around and look, and suddenly I'm no longer underlit. Look at that. So in general, I'm actually getting a start on heading towards, I don't want to say final art, but at least presentable art. So from there on, I'm going to hopefully have another revision of the prototype ready to play, maybe by Wednesday, maybe by Thursday. Once again, Kudo Plays may be jumping in front of this, as several of the aspects of Fashion Monster are still kind of nebulous and up in the air. So that's basically VBlog 8. I know I'm not really using a large amount of special cut cards or anything like that, but sometimes a simple card game with a few components can be every bit as good as bigger games. I mean, just look at Imperial Settlers or Eminent Domain. So cards are good components. There's a reason why they're still sticking around. So that's it for tonight, and hopefully I'll have more artwork, maybe even a preview of what final card would start to look like. And talk to you later. Bye.